This unit is an introduction to understanding mind maps. Before we begin to look at mind maps, let's quickly take a brief look at how the brain works. When a person is given a new piece of information, the brain doesn't begin to memorize this information in a logical, linear manner, such as a list. Instead, the brain is a highway of connections, taking in information and trying to sort it out and make sense of it. New facts are linked to old facts, and maybe information is rearranged for it to be stored and recalled at a later stage. Now, the brain naturally, when presented with new information, wants to summarize and organize this information. The mind remembers key words and images, not sentences. The brain naturally will remember these keywords, which will make it easier to recall than the linear notes. And the brain wants to form connections. And because mind maps are visual, they show these connections between content extremely well and assist the brain to memorize and organize this information. So let's look at why mind maps work. And the main reason for this is that mind maps work in the exact same way that the brain works. They are visually appealing, they are interactive and creative. It assists the brain to make connections between different topics and contents. And this allows the brain to turn information into insight and to knowledge. The benefits of a mind map. A mind map is an effective tool to use in the classroom. It can be used as part of your lesson and pedagogy, or it can be given to the learners as an activity to complete. The greatest benefit of mind maps is learners develop the ability to process information in a meaningful way and develop a deeper understanding of content. So let's look at why mind maps are so important. A common problem in the classroom is that learners are unable to interpret. Now, the words below in the blue block are words that are commonly misinterpreted by learners. They fail to understand what the difference is to explain versus define something. What does it actually mean to compare, to make a comparison? How do I go about justifying? Do I give an opinion? Do I not give an opinion? Do I look for facts? Do they know how to analyze, to discuss, to identify? These are all key verbs that learners need to understand and develop these thought patterns. And mind maps are based on certain keywords that indicate these cognitive levels. Mind maps assist and train learners' brains to organize and sort information appropriately in order to process and understand it at various cognitive levels. Now remember, assessments and examinations require learners to apply themselves cognitively at different levels. And in order for learners to be able to be capable of answering higher order questions, their brains need to be exposed and well exercised in the necessary thought patterns attached to the different levels. Learners are often able to regurgitate the facts taught, however, struggle to apply their knowledge. How can mind maps be used in foundation phase? They can be used for processing information, learning new concepts when you want to introduce a new topic, understanding and interpreting content. For learners to get a better understanding and grasp of what they're learning, they could complete a mind map to deepen their understanding. It is visual learning, which appeals to the brain's way of sorting out information. It's an excellent tool for informal and formal assessment. Allowing learners to complete a mind map not only deepens their understanding, but allows the teacher to assess how well they understand the content. And it is a fun classroom activity. It's different from a worksheet. It doesn't have to be done in silence, and it's a great way to arouse an interest and intrigue in the topic that you are teaching to the learners.